This is the Hound, speaking currently through the body of Davy Vanderpork, utilizing my true voice. I have put together an explanation of our world, and I will be using Davy Vanderpork's voice to explain it. Go ahead, Davy. Take it away.
Davy and the family inhabit a world that exists within the reflection of a mirror. This world is referred to as the primary juncture. The primary juncture is the first mirror world, existing as a reflection of the prime world, or the real world in other terms. Any mirror world existing between two mirror worlds is referred to as a juncture, but the primary juncture exists as a slight exception to the juncture logic, as this juncture exists as a juncture between the real world and a mirror world. Since this connection to the prime world is so strong, the inhabitants of the primary juncture, or tulpas, are referred to specifically as prime tulpas. A tulpa is a reflection of a prime being, or a human in the prime world, reflected into the mirror world, creating a new autonomous being with free will. A tulpa is just one possible reflection of a being in the prime world. The prime tulpa has the strongest tie to the prime being. The tulpa in Mirror World 1 exists because of the reflection of a prime tulpa in the primary juncture, so that tulpa in the first mirror world shares the strongest connection to the prime tulpa, but also shares a strong connection to the tulpa that they create when reflecting into a mirror, the tulpa in Mirror World 2. Additionally, the tulpa in the first mirror world holds a connection to the prime being. The tulpa in Mirror World 2 follows the same logic, sharing the strongest connection to the tulpa that came before it in the first mirror world, and the one that they create in Mirror World 3. In the same way that the tulpa of the first mirror world shares a connection to the prime being, though it is a reflection of the prime tulpa, the tulpa of Mirror World 2 also shares a connection to the prime being, as well as the primary tulpa, as the prime being and previous tulpas were a part of the tulpa creation chain that resulted in the existence of the tulpa in Mirror World 2. This connection that the Mirror World 2 tulpa shares with the prime being and primary tulpa are significantly weaker than their connection to their preceding and succeeding tulpa. The Mirror World 3 tulpa shares the strongest connection to the tulpa of Mirror World 2 that created it, and the tulpa of Mirror World 4 that they create. The tulpa of Mirror World 3 also holds a weak connection to the tulpa of Mirror World 1, the primary tulpa, and the prime being. Though these connections are weak, the tulpa in Mirror World 3 would have a stronger connection to the tulpa of Mirror World 1 than to the primary tulpa, which would be a gradually weaker connection down to the prime being the weakest connection. This logic continues with the Mirror World 4 tulpa, and all succeeding tulpas, sharing the strongest connection to the tulpa that created it and the one they create, as well as holding progressively weaker and weaker connections to preceding tulpas. The deeper the tulpa chain goes, the more outlandish and absurd the tulpas and their worlds become. Though the tulpas and their worlds may seem nonsensical to a prime being, all of these unrecognizable worlds are only possible because of the initial reflection of a prime being in the prime world. So though they may initially seem unrecognizable, upon further inspection, no matter how absurd these worlds get, how unrecognizable their lives become to others, certain things remain familiar.
Nobody is ever missing.